Okay, similar, like, disc-shaped ones that we saw in... Where was it? Was it, like, the East Timor route? No, what... Was it, like, Timor? There was some one that we had with the similar disc-shaped ones, I feel like. Was it Timor? I can't remember already. But why don't we try that, considering it looks similar? Okay, there we go. That's the first good guess of the video, guys. Let's go. What is going on, guys? It is Zigzag here, and welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today, I am playing an underwater world, a map in which all the locations are underwater, so we're going to have to test and see what my knowledge of under the sea is actually like. Now, the rounds in this map go pretty quickly, so I've decided to record a little bit extra at the end on a map called Wonderful Waterfalls of the World. So stay tuned for that. You're going to like some of the guesses in the underwater section as well. So I will see you very soon. Now the average score is 2,900, so apparently a very difficult map. I don't even know if I've ever seen a big map with a score that low. So let us go in here, we'll go for 1:30 per round, and we'll go no moving. Let's see if we can beat that average score. I hope we can. I am a Geoguessr YouTuber after all. And let us see, in the first location here, feeling like tropical water, very blue. We have a shipwreck here of some kind. Coral as well. Okay, so very white sand. So in terms of shipwrecks, I'm thinking maybe somewhere in like the Pacific Theater for World War II. Is that possible? Otherwise, just somewhere in the Caribbean is also possible here, just given how tropical it looks. So I think it's got to be one of those two with this white sand and everything. We've got a fish here as well. Swimming with the fish for this one. Which of the two will I prefer? I think Caribbean here. I think Caribbean, or do I? Yep, let's go somewhere inside the Antilles here. And yeah, we're not too far away. It's in Bermuda, so it's a good enough start. And yeah, we were just south of the main island there. So yeah, interesting round to start off with. And yes, I'm starting to see why the score is so low for this one. It's going to be a lot of coral reading. And suffice to say, my coral reading skills are not the best. So let's check out what we got here. A lot of coral, and wow, check out this one below us. Oh, it's awesome. It's like a maze. That's seriously cool. I mean, it's just a good round to take a look at the scenery and appreciate the beauty of it, I guess. But, you know, pretty deep sea here. Not really sure where I want to go. Presumably somewhere with a coral reef. It could be off the coast of Australia this time. I do think that's a possibility. Why don't we do that? Why don't we go for the Great Barrier Reef here, off the coast of Queensland? And, yeah. Maybe feels like more of a temperate climate, so let's go. Well, it has to be close, probably, to the mainland, so I'll go there. And yeah, this wasn't the coral reef. This is way up north, though. So actually, maybe it did feel like a bit warmer weather. Should have actually gone further north there. But hey, I can tell what the Australian Ocean looks like. Of course, no reefs where I live down in Adelaide, just a bit of seaweed. But that was a very cool round nonetheless. And we are back with more coral reefs. And this one looking quite similar to the last one, so perhaps thinking of guessing Australia again. Yeah, it seems to have like a fairly similar texture to the coral. Never thought I'd say that in a Geoguessr video, but yeah, we've got a lot of fish here as well. Pretty close to the water, so I'm just going to guess in a similar kind of spot. The last one was up here, wasn't it? Was it in line with like here, so let's go for there again. And no, not at all. So that was very similar looking, but it was actually in Curacao. So this is why the map will be quite difficult, I think. And seems like this one hasn't loaded properly, so let's see what it actually is. Might be black screen here, unfortunately. Let's give it one more refresh. No, so it doesn't seem like it'll work, so I'll just go back in the Caribbean again. And this one was a broken location in Taiwan, so not exactly going to be our highest scoring map. But can we beat the average? We just need 500 points here. Ooh, very yellow fish. Okay, interesting. That's a bit of coral there. That's a fish. Okay, so we've got a lot of fish here. Maybe these ones seem like a bit cooler climate. This one could be Europe or something. Not really sure though. Couldn't be sure at all, to be honest. The underwater appears to be quite ambiguous, I would say, is a fair enough statement. We have another diver here, but yeah, where would you find this kind of rockiness? I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's not too much to distinguish it here, so why don't we just guess somewhere in the Mediterranean here? Let's go in Greece. I feel like they might do a bit of snorkeling in Greece, so let's guess in the Greek islands. And no, this was back in Australia, even just off Byron Bay, which is a common place to go for music festivals in Australia. So yeah, we end up with 2,400, but of course we had the broken location. Yeah, let's check out what we've got going on here. And more coral. This time it's super colorful. I like this a lot. So yeah, pretty bright colors, definitely nice. But I just don't know where to go. This has kind of become the theme of the video, hasn't it? Very thin, whatnot. Okay. So it's kind of spindly coral. I don't know where to go here, but I'm gonna go at near Cairns. And this one was in East Timor, so yeah, I just think this map is just a bit too hard. I mean, when I saw the average score, I thought, surely it's not going to be that bad, but, well, not bad. Well, it certainly hasn't been bad. It's been very interesting, but hard, and hard it's been. Wow. Anyway, so this next one, okay, this one feels a bit more temperate. Still white on the sand, but not quite as white as you might see elsewhere. This is a very yellow fish, though. So this is a shipwreck, I think, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we've got like he's like trying to pull it up with the tire. No, I think the tire's just left from down here. Anyhow, I just have no idea where to guess for this. But given that it's a shipwreck, I want to go somewhere in the old world. So yeah, let's head back over here and see if it's possible. And no, it's not. We were in Vanuatu, so shipwreck in Vanuatu, just off the capital city there, is that? Maybe not the capital city, but one of the, yeah, not the capital city, Port Vila is the capital city, but one of the biggest cities in Vanuatu there. Not really a city, to be fair. Next one. Okay, similar, like, disc-shaped ones that we saw in, where was it? Was it like the East Timor route? No, what, was it like Timor? There was some one that we had with the similar disc-shaped ones, I feel like. Was it Timor? I can't remember already. But why don't we try that, considering it looks similar? Okay, there we go. That's the first good guess of the video, guys. Let's go. 25 kilometers away. Hey, if I've learned anything, it's the disc-shaped, the disc-shaped coral, man. There you go. Okay. So we've already beaten our average score here. I like that a lot. Okay, this one's feeling very tropical, but this one feels different to the Australian ones. I don't know if you're feeling me on that, but this one definitely feels different than the Australian ones. So, given how it's looking, we've even got some blue coral here. Okay, this one's really cool. This one's like an underwater city or something. But I'm thinking of going somewhere else. I just don't know where. So where else would you go coral diving? This one could be another Curacao guess, but it even looks different to there. So I'm just trying to think of other places you could even go. Just trying to think, because the coral tends to like show up as a slightly different color here. This kind of darker, like purplish ocean color. Why don't we go on this island here once again and test our luck there? Okay, so that wasn't terrible. 600 points for Miami, or not Miami, but for Florida, Key West here. Oh yeah, so that's another place where they'd probably have a lot of coral, I imagine. Yeah, here we go. So Aquarius habitat, interesting. So on to the next round, and the final round of the sea maps. And we have very colorful coral again. This is pretty cool. The Ocean Agency. XL Catlin Sea Survey. So when did we have Catlin again? I feel like I guessed Asia, and then it ended up being, was it like off the coast of like Byron Bay? I feel like it was the Byron Bay round, right? I don't know. I feel like it might have been, so let's go for that. And no, this was another one in Indonesia. So maybe Catlin is just a, I don't know, I can't remember another Indonesian one. So anyway, there we have it. We end up with 5,000 points, which is a massive win for this map. If you want to have a go, I'll have it linked in the description, and you'll realize that, well, I'm sure you've seen if you've just watched all the way to the end of the video, that this is not by any means an easy round. Okay, so now let us also try Wonderful Waterfalls of the World. There's only 15 locations, so we'll play probably just 2 matches of this, and we'll go no moving on 1.5 minutes per round. Okay, so let us see what we're going to get. First round, it's a photosphere. Wow, this is a massive mountain here. Let's take a look around. Wow, this is huge mountains. It almost feels like Australia, but the vegetation is not quite right. So whereabouts would such a big waterfall be? This is actually massive. I think Africa is my first thought. Could be like northern South Africa. Where's the sun? I mean, the sun in photospheres is not always correct anyway, but it would be worth knowing. I think it's more to the south, so we might be in the northern hemisphere here. But that's the question. Where's mountainous enough for this to be? Could we be somewhere in Ethiopia? That's possible. What about Congo? I don't know how much of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Republic of Congo actually get mountainous. But this could be somewhere like Burundi or Rwanda or something like that as well. It kind of seems likely, honestly. It just has to be very mountainous. Otherwise, somewhere in Asia is possible as well. But let's try out Burundi. And this was in Venezuela. Okay, very interesting. Huge waterfall there. So 3 points is not a great result, but we can do better. This one feels like Canada off the bat. Canada or the US, I imagine this one will be. And we have a white person here as well, so that might support our thinking here. Thinking British Columbia. I am thinking British Columbia, either that or Washington, I think. So why don't we go out near Banff here? Let's try that. Seems like the type of place with all these mountains where waterfalls would be pretty common, so let's see if I'm right about that. And okay, this was in Colorado, so a little bit further down, but it was in the Rocky Mountains, so we do pull a decent amount of points here. Next round. Okay, so we got a... Of course we got a waterfall. This one feels like perhaps North America again, but less sure this time. Yeah, this could also be Europe. This certainly could be Europe with these trees. Could be Russia as well. Actually kind of reminds me of some Russian rounds I've had before. Maybe the vegetation does look more European than North American here. Got a person over here, white person, so that helps us out. It's definitely Northern Hemisphere. That's what it feels like to me. Okay, we got a building over here. Kind of feels more Asian, maybe. So I was thinking of these mountains over here. You do see at least some waterfalls in that region of the world, I would suggest. Otherwise, this could be China as well. I do think this could be China down here. Or somewhere in Europe or North America. So let's just go for Russia. And yeah, this was North America. This was in New York State. Right near Ithaca. Named after the Greek city. Anyway, I think there's a lot of like cities in New York named after like Greek places, right? I don't know. There's some interesting names in New York State for sure. The next one is a lot of boats. Feeling Asian this time, I would suggest. We've got some ferns. Could be South America too, but yeah, feeling more Asian in my opinion. Yes, these are also similarly difficult to the underwater world, I would say. These mountains are definitely big though. So I was thinking India? Maybe India with these boats would make sense. Myanmar, also possible. Maybe the Indian-Myanmar-Bangladesh border here could be an option. Why not that? That's at least a decent shout. Of course, we need to be on the water as well though, so maybe... I don't know, where would be a mountain? Maybe over here. It is more of a river, actually, so yeah, maybe that would fit. Well, obviously, we do have a mountain range over here, so I think we should be in this part of the world, at least. Could be Thailand or something like that as well, but let's go for that. Okay, so that's pretty good. We're actually in China this time. On the border with, well, actually, maybe we're in Vietnam. Yeah, technically speaking, we're in China there, but right on the border. In fact, I think we were probably on this side of the river, no? Anyhow, very interesting round, and at least we kind of got the location roughly correct. Right latitude, right area of the world. And on to the last round here. Ooh, interesting architecture here. Almost feels like... Does that feel like Roman arches or something? I don't know. So maybe Italy... I was also thinking Andorra. Kind of looks like Andorra off the bat. Would it be Andorra with this architecture? I think it certainly could be, but the white buildings maybe feel more Spanish, and this architecture looks more Italian, so definitely a decision to be made here. We've got like some metal power lines, but I think you can find those quite commonly in Italy and Spain, maybe. Maybe Italy is the play here. I think with those arches, it reminds me more of Italy. We got a glove here. NW, interesting. Yeah, it's definitely nice mountains. It must be the winter, or is that just like some? Yeah, I think that is snow, right? So yeah, we're in the winter, probably in Italy here. I'm gonna guess near Rome, just based on the architecture. I don't know if that's actually gonna work out for me, but why not here? We might have Waterfall there, I dare say. And oh, okay, 42 kilometers away. I like that. I like that. That is a very good guess, actually, and a good bit of deduction because there was not many clues there. So very pleased with that guess. Also, the hedge really paying off there. So 8,000 points. Let's give it one more try and see if we can beat that. Definitely the best guess of the video so far. Okay, so this one we've already had, so let's just restart it. That's fine. So this one is feeling like Scottish or maybe even Icelandic. These guys, darker hair, maybe some tourists perhaps, or maybe just some people who live there. But yeah, it seems like we have more white people than anything. Yeah, we don't see many trees, but I still don't think it's going to be Iceland. I think this is more likely to be the British Isles, just in a place with not many trees, like Ireland or northern Scotland or something like that. I've got like a lot of like shoots of trees kind of popping through here as well. So yeah, it doesn't feel like it would be that far north. Still could be Faroes or something like that, of course. Yeah, a lot of green like moss on everything here. But yeah, just checking out the people. Should be somewhere in England. This guy kind of looks Scandinavian with the long blonde locks, but yeah, probably not enough to say it was Scandinavia here. So yeah, in terms of where, I mean, I know Scotland has the higher mountains of the two, but this really could still be Ireland because I know there are often not many trees in Ireland. And looking at the flatness out here, maybe with that flatness to the south, this could be somewhere in here. We got the Gleneven Waterfall. I mean, I don't think it quite... So let's say we were here, the waterfall to the north. If we were looking to the south, then we wouldn't... We don't see these mountains necessarily, so I don't think we're right here, but let's see at least. And yeah, this was actually Iceland, surprisingly. So the biggest clue there was the Icelandic looking guy, I guess, but there you have it. This was the actual location, and we don't get too many points, but, you know, all things considered, not a terrible guess either, just 1,000 kilometers away. So a bit disappointed, honestly. Probably should have gotten that. Next one. Okay, we've got a bunch of people over here. Again, looking pretty Caucasian. Okay, want to be able to see what's on over here. Yeah, it seems like everyone's Caucasian here. So maybe the USA? I was just looking at this. It kind of almost looks like China or something like that. Or even like Peru or something, but no, I guess it should be the US. I don't think this is what Niagara Falls look like. I think this is more likely to be something over here, right? Because I think, well, I don't really know much about Niagara Falls, but I'm pretty sure that would have more trees around the spot. Wow, those people are a long way away. So, 50 seconds left to go here. Maybe it is going to be somewhere Grand Canyon related, so let's go over Grand Canyon Way and find a waterfall. Presumably there will be a waterfall along the river somewhere. So perhaps just as we're entering here, there might be one. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Maybe there's no waterfall. Yeah, and it's not quite red enough in the soil, I think. So maybe we're a bit further north here. Maybe we could be in like, I don't know. It's very dry. Maybe like a Wyoming waterfall, something like that. Kind of want to change my guess here to something like this. I mean, we have like a ski village over here. I mean, yeah, I don't think that's right either because the mountains aren't quite tall enough. It's more like a gorge. So, wow, this was Iceland again. I mean, it makes sense because it was like a very barren place, but yeah, I just didn't think of Iceland at all there. So there you have it, and that was quite an ugly place, I would say. So. Normally Iceland a little bit more beautiful than that. This is like kind of the flatter part of the country. So it does make sense, all things considered, with the volcanic activity there, all the like tectonic plates and whatnot. But not a good score. This one was in New York, wasn't it? So we can just guess in Ithaca once again. And yeah, we'll just take our 3 points here. Should be somewhere over there, right? And no, what? So Was that just a really similar looking round? Or yeah, I guess it was just a really similar looking round, so bummer. But this one was actually in Colorado. There you go. Or maybe we did have that one and I was just getting him confused. That's probably more likely. This one's interesting. Big mountains in the background, maybe feeling Alps on this one. Not entirely sure. We've got like a Scots pine over here as well, some birch trees. So, oh, yeah, not feeling Alps anymore. Maybe feeling more like Norway, based on the birches and whatnot. We've got these waterfalls, very nice waterfalls indeed. Certainly a lot of places in this map where like that would just be stunning in real life. Like the photospheres, I don't really think do them justice. As for a good waterfall place though, I feel like this one's going to be pretty far south. Let's just pick where the mountains are big. Let's go around Bergen. I think that's a decent shout at least. Let's say we're over here. And yes, we're in Norway. A pretty good guess here. Not bad at all. 4,000 points, 200 Ks away, 300 Ks away. Pretty good result. And let's see if we can finish it off with a bang. See if we can get a 3-country streak here. And it doesn't look like we'll be able to. This one's definitely a difficult one. So it's similar to the Venezuelan one. Definitely similar to the last Venezuelan one we had. So considering that's the case, let's go in here and check out where the mountains really are in Venezuela. So we were down here last time. I do consider that a possibility once again, just because of the similar look of the round. And the similar vegetation too, I think that's the big thing. Kind of feels Southern Hemisphere-ish. As for over the border in Brazil, we have similar stuff going on. We have similar mountainous regions over here as well. Colombia, obviously also a possibility here. But I think I will stick with my guns. Going with Venezuela again. Let's click inside the valley along the river here. Why not? Let's go somewhere over here. See if that's correct. And okay, so that was in Guyana. But I did actually successfully pick up the location, and even though that's not a country streak, I consider that a big win. And so we end up with the last map on 11,000 points. If I had have actually thought about this one a little harder, could have been more, but a really good result for the last one there, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the kind of water-themed video. Just gonna have a sip of some myself right now, but yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you made it to the end, cheers, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Catch you later.